Welcome to NexTalks. I'm Nex, and this is where I talk. Today we're talking about one of my new favorite subjects, the game of chess. In the fall of 2024, I came across a YouTuber called Anna Cramling who was playing chess in the park in New York City. It looked really fun, and I had never really seen people laughing, chatting, and having a good time playing chess. It shifted my perspective. I've always loved playing games, and I hadn't played chess since my sister taught me when we were younger, and it certainly did not seem fun back then. After watching some of Anna's videos and playing some games online, I found a casual chess club in my area that meets at a local kava bar every week. It only took one visit for me to become entirely hooked. The people that are drawn to a chess club at a bar are the type of people I really resonate with. They enjoy getting out and meeting people with similar interests, many of which happen to be exceedingly nerdy, but they're also a lot more laid back and casual than many chess clubs. Also, I have this weird love of the ritual of shaking my opponent's hand before and after every match. It's an act of respect, but I also find it to be an act of connection. Now that I've been playing actively for over a year and have participated in 2 USCF-rated tournaments, I thought it would be a nice topic to come back to the podcast with. If chess isn't your thing, that's all good. Just take this episode as your sign to get out and find people in your area that are into something you're also into. The rest of this episode will be technical talk about chess, so feel free to skip on to a different episode if you aren't interested. You can find a lot of great free educational content online about how to play chess that will be heavily aided by visuals, which we lack here on the podcast, so I'll spare you the nitty-gritty on how each piece moves and captures, and assume that you can find that all very easily online. Let's start with solid chess fundamentals. It's important in the opening, the beginning of the game, to control as much of the center as possible, and to develop your pieces. This means that the 4 to 16 squares in the center of the chessboard should be covered by your pieces as much as possible, and you should be getting your knights and bishops into the game ASAP. Generally speaking, it's recommended to castle as early as possible, prioritizing getting your king to safety. It's easy to become so focused on attacking your opponent that you neglect to see oncoming threats. I've heard this called WOW, W-O-W, what opponent wants. Always take some time to consider what your opponent wants to do next before you make your move. Once you have your pieces developed and you've gotten your king to safety, the game becomes something of a balancing act. You must balance the acts of attacking and defending with great care. If you have the time, you want to consider every possible move, including what the opponent will respond with. The president of my chess club suggests this checklist before making your move. First, assess the imbalances on the board. Now, this is a multi-step process in and of itself. First, you calculate the material. This means determining how many points worth of material each side has remaining on the board. Pawns are 1 point, knights and bishops are 3 points each, rooks are 5 points, and queens, the most valuable of the pieces, are worth 9 points. Unless both sides have the same numbers, there is a material imbalance. Next, look for imbalances in space and position. Does one side have more space than the other? Does either side have a weakness on the dark or light squares? How many knights or bishops are there, and how well are they positioned to be effective? And then finally, check king safety. If your opponent's king is still in the middle of the board, you want to try to break open the center ASAP and prevent them from castling. After you assess the imbalances, you want to calculate threats. Look for potential checks, captures, and attacks on the board. Which pieces are undefended or hanging? Are there moves that improve your position while weakening your opponent's? Be on the lookout for traps, and try to think as many moves ahead as you can, assuming your opponent will always make the best move in the position. Beginners too often bank on the hope that their opponent will miss something. Try not to get into that habit. Give your opponent some respect. Now you're ready to make your move. Don't get discouraged if things don't go the way you thought they would. Chess has a great knack for making you feel like an idiot. It's a challenging game, which is what makes it so rewarding when you do get a win or experience progress in your knowledge. As you start to dig into the world of chess, you'll start to learn things like openings and tactics. If you're feeling overwhelmed and not sure where to begin, I suggest you learn 1 opening for white and 2 openings for black, 1 against e4 and 1 against d4. This can help you to have a solid plan and setup for your games. Plus, if you're nerdy like me, you might enjoy delving into the theory and variations of different openings and traps. I wish you lots of luck, focus, and fun in your future chess journey, and I invite you to add me on chess.com. My username is NexJuiceTTV. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of NexTalks. I'm Nex. I talked. I hope you liked it. If you'd like to help me be able to keep sharing information like this, you can support me here monthly or directly on my website. If you'd like to add to this conversation, or if you have a different topic you'd like to hear me talk about, you can leave a comment or reach out to me on social media. Thanks again. Hope to see you on the next one.